If you're like most employers these days, you have empty roles to fill. According to a new survey, it might be teenagers who help ease the stress of the labor shortage, at least temporarily. In fact, the number of new hires between the ages of 15 and 19 has jumped dramatically over the last few years. Check out this data from Gusto Payroll and HR. In April of 2019, only 2% of hires on their platform were between the ages of 15 and 19. But that number kept rising until April of this year, where that group accounts for 9.3% of all hires. And those numbers might just be the beginning. As summer approaches, more people are joining the Great Resignation, while job openings continue to hit record highs. On top of the need for workers, sectors that historically attract younger employees like retail and hospitality are increasing pay dramatically. Hiring teens does pose some unique challenges for employers, especially if they're minors. States have different requirements when it comes to what types of jobs minors can do, as well as how many hours they can work and how much they must be paid. But according to the National Law Review, employers also need to make sure they protect teens, not only from on-the-job injury, but from abuse or harassment from adult employees. The National Law Review says employers should seriously consider requiring criminal background checks for any adult employees who will have significant contact with minors working alongside them. Not too long ago, we told you about the new Salary Transparency Act passed by the New York City Council that would require all employers that have more than 4 employees clearly state the minimum and maximum salary for all job openings. The law was supposed to go into effect on May 15th, but the start date has been pushed back to November 1st. That is not the only change. Just days before the rules were originally supposed to go into effect, the council started making changes. The amendments, in addition to the date change, include clarification that these rules do apply to hourly workers as well as salary. They don't, however, apply to positions that will be performed outside of the city. Originally, the law stated it applied to job postings for New York City employees, even if they were hiring someone in another state who would never actually do any work within the city limits. Now, the salary range only has to be included if some or all of the work will be done there. The final amendment addresses what happens if the law is violated. First, it's important to note that only current employees are allowed to bring an action against an employer. Applicants are not. The first violation will not cost the employer anything as long as mistakes are fixed within 30 days. That's all for now. We'll see you back here next time with more screening news, and be sure to visit sterlingcheck.com for more information on how we can help you with all of your background screening and identity verification needs. And be sure to check out our blog for all of the latest screening news updates.